Welcome back. And so it's time now to shift to the softer side of things, as we say on the morning brief. And as we do that, we're looking at special effects makeup. Now, I could binge on the series of pictures that you have seen so far. It speaks to the power of imagination to birth an endless sea of creativity and the beautiful mind behind those beautiful pictures and images that you have seen. Joins us on the program now, Sandra Anonyo, a special effects makeup artist. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And I'm excited to have you. And I want to know the number of movies that you've worked on, that you've been able to produce, beautiful images and, make-believe scenes that we enjoy in the movies. But first of all, talk to us about your mind, how it works, and how you are able to, produce different images and able to produce, some of those things that we see.
All right. So most times I birth my stories from things happening around me, and I love to tell stories a lot. So most of the things I paint, you realize that there are stories behind them. Right, so for instance, during Independence, I created a short movie for to portray the plight of Nigerians at the moment. So most times I usually get my imaginations or get my ideas from either my imaginations, the things happening around me, the things that I want to see. Right, so and once they come into my mind, I try to pen them down. Right, so I start from penning them down, and if I don't pin a story to a particular art piece, I'm not able to bring it to life completely. So I try to put a story behind it, right? So that helps me to, how do I put it now? It helps me to move to the creative side of things. So I have to pen it down first, then move to the creativity part of it. And most times I like to work with people around me. I like to work with my friends. I like to work with others. So once an idea comes into my head, I begin to look for images. I begin to look for videos and inspirations that would help me bring it to life. But the moment it comes into my mind, it has to come to life.
So the scope of your artistry goes beyond creating images for movies or doing work for movies, but also other areas like stories that you create.
Yes.
And does that mean that you can also, create artworks for exhibitions as well, other artists?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
2 years ago, I was live on EcoBank's photography, art and design exhibition, where I had to paint live. Right, so that was the first time I was actually exhibiting, and beyond just being a special effects makeup artist, I'm also an artist. So I can draw, I can paint, like traditional paintings and all of that. But I decided to go into makeup artistry and special effects because I sort of found interest in it, and I figured that painting on people would help me portray my stories better. Right, so, and also give you my background in advertising, right? I have a background in advertising and...
what is it that you've not done, by the
way? I'm everywhere, so I like that all my experiences actually add up to the things that I'm doing now. So most of the videos you see, I did them. So I direct them and I did them. So I tell my friends and the people I work with, okay, this is the way I want it to come out. So the way I've pictured it is the way I want it to come out. And we always work towards making it come to life just as I've pictured it. So I believe that there are no limitations, really. So I edit, I write the stories, right? I actually direct them, and then
as non-linear video editing, you do that as well?
Oh, yes.
What is it that you cannot do?
So do you have do you have what I call deity or God moment? So if you watch the series Suits, where there's a guy called Mike, there's this moment that he just has an idea. Is this celestial moment that an idea comes into his head?
Yeah.
There's another series I watching called The Good Doctor. There's a guy called Sean.
Yeah. When
the doctors are stuck, something just happens. His mind works mysteriously, and he comes up with his brain works as an MRI, CT scan, everything. And then so do you have those moments because I feel that some of the things you guys create, it has to be almost divine. So talk to us about that, whether you have those moments as well.
I actually do have those moments, right? So most times when I create an artwork, I always have so many ideas in my head at the same time. So what helps me, I try to segment everything. So if I don't do that, I might just go crazy. It keeps me up all night. Like, I keep going through the internet. How do I bring this thing to life? What do I do to actually make it come alive? Do you understand?
You did this, right?
Oh yeah, I did this, and that's actually me.
Ooh.
You did this on yourself?
Yes, that's me. So what I did for this one was that I took a mold of my face. So I took a mold of my face, and then I sculpted on the mold. So taking a mold of your face will help you get the shape of, you know, your features and all of that. So I sculpted on my face, did the SFX and all of that, and then after that I placed it on my face, then painted on my face. That was how I got this.
So are you having that divine moment on Jeffrey right now, maybe to recreate Jeffrey? While we're hoping that will come about. Tell us about what goes into special effects artistry.
So special effects artistry takes a lot. So when you're working on somebody, you need to understand should I say human? I don't want to say human anatomy because that sounds very out of space. But you need to understand the human face, the human body. So when I'm doing a body painting, I need to understand the things that I'm going to put where, because there are some things you put up here and it just doesn't fit there. So you need to understand where to put what, the shape of the human body, the shape of the human face, and then you also even need to understand injuries. So there is maybe like 1st-degree burn, 3rd-degree burn, and all of that stuff. So in movies, you need to understand all of that, because if someone just gets burnt now, and you are giving the person like another level of burn, it doesn't pass on the message. So you need to understand all of that. If someone punches me in the face just now, and I need to be able to portray the effect of the person's hands and the color, like my facial color. So the color that will work on me as a fair person may not exactly work on a dark person. So you need to understand how to bring that out on a dark person and on a fair person.
So do you have to visit hospitals or watch gory images for inspiration?
You need to actually get like real images. So if you are doing an accident scene, if you are doing a punched face, if you are doing a bruised face, or a splitted face or something like that, you need to get a real face like that, a real accident.
So walk us through one of the most challenging special effects makeup you've done. How long it took? Maybe you can help us with how much you made.
This was most challenging.
Okay.
This one. I mean, I'm glad.
Is this a drawing? What exactly is this?
This is me. This is my face.
Again.
Yes.
No, okay, let's be clear. So no context. So what are we looking at? Is it like if you did this to yourself and it was photographed, or you drew yourself?
I did this to myself and it was photographed.
Oh dear.
So one thing about this is that when you're doing makeup, when you're doing a photography kind of makeup, like a makeup that you want to photograph, and you want to create something like this, you need to be able to place a background behind you so that when you paint, it blends with your background. So the white spaces you're seeing, I have a white background behind me. I had a white background behind me. So the white spaces you're seeing, I painted them white.
Okay.
So I was able to create all of that cut. So this took me, this is actually not the longest. I've painted for 12 hours. I started from 12 in the afternoon and finished, I think 12 at night. Okay. 12 in the morning.
I understand you can do, you have a mannequin. What exactly do you want?
You have a plan to do something right now.
I could just do like a quick bruise on my face.
Right now?
Yes.
In 5 minutes?
In 5 minutes. Okay. Maybe less than 5 minutes. I could just do a quick bruise on my face. Okay. I wanted to do something intense, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
you can do it on Jeffrey's face.
No, don't worry. I have another show to do.
I mean, I got that show. Okay. So, let me...
Yeah, so...
I'm just going to use my... just my foundation.
So what you'll be telling us, you'll be doing us... we'll just have less than 5 minutes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So just help us because... we wish
Don't worry, you can continue after the show, and then we'll do, after show postings.
Okay.
Put it on social media. So you have just...
For the sake of the show, I will just do something real quick. Then maybe after we can.
And so while you're doing that as well, you can talk to us about some of the biggest jobs that you've done, perhaps for Nollywood, and how tasking those experiences were for you. Okay. And maybe what also is your big break, that gave you the name that everyone calls now for the big jobs. Yeah.
All right. So.
That's a lot of multitasking.
Yes. Most times when I paint, I don't talk.
You don't talk, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll be running the commentaries for you.
Process.
So Bukola, I don't do makeup. I don't know what this is. So it's better.
This is shadow palette. At least I know a bit of makeup, right? Am I correct?
What is a shadow palette?
Yeah, oh yes, you're correct. Why not?
That's a shadow palette. And that's a brush set.
Okay.
That's a brush set.
And
she has a cooling system as well.
Oh no, this is a mirror.
Oh, it's a mirror. Okay, looks like a cooling system. Yeah. Okay. So I imagine you're going to be working with a lot of colors.
Oh, I'm just going to be working with about 3 colors.
Okay.
So I need purple and I need blue.
Okay.
And I need a bit of yellow.
Okay.
To just make a bruise on my face.
Okay.
So I'm going to be starting off with maybe something purple-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you're trying to create a bruise, maybe a black eye or something.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, and I imagine because you're fair complexioned, it may not be a black eye as in a black eye. It will come out as colored.
Well, no. It could still be black eye.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would have loved to use my scar wax. So there's something called scar wax.
Okay.
Scar wax is something that blends with your skin. So it's almost like a second skin.
Okay.
There's also like latex.
Okay.
Which can serve as. So this is coming together now. So which is like a second skin.
Okay.
Right. So
this is like a slap, a blow.
This is like a blow.
Okay. Like a punch on a fair person. Okay.
Okay. Okay. It's coming to life gradually.
So I'm going in with
okay.
the blue.
And now you're beginning to add another color.
Yes, I'm going in with the blue to give that. So I went in with purple the first time, but purple doesn't exactly
tell the entire story.
Yes. So I'm going in with so the messier the better.
Okay. It's taking shape, as we can see.
We just have a minute to go.
So when you get some jobs,
we just have a minute.
when you get
we can already see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you pass the test.
So what's the longest time you spent on location?
Will I say days?
Okay.
Like 11 days. So
I'm sure when our cameras zoom in, we'll be able to see you.
Put it here as well.
Okay.
Put some blue.
I've just been told you have 1 more minute extra. So good luck to you. No, we are convinced. I'm already convinced. So our cameras are picking it so that we'll get to see you closely.
So if I were to learn special effects artistry, how long would it take me?
It depends. You can do a month.
1 month. That's not bad.
As a self-taught, you have to keep learning.
Okay.
So there's no need to.
And this
Alpha
looks like something, from.
Because I'm just imagining
the very popular
the work
series
it takes.
from
For
a few
instance,
years
now,
ago.
it's just a little easy that she's just a person, but it gets to a point where you have this maybe fighting scenes in all of these epics that we see now in Nollywood, where you have to make up a lot of people that have been injured one way or the other in the battlefield. So that should take a lot of time because we're seeing blisters, bruises, blood,
and it's coming
and
out.
all of that. It's coming out beautifully.
It looks like a domestic violence situation where.
And it's really accentuated
intimate
because
partner
of
has executed a blow.
No, we don't support violence.
We don't support violence, but
we're against it. We're just trying to use this as an illustration. Good work, good work. So we're totally out of time.
If I was to add any other effects, I would probably just add a bit of blood and stuff like that.
Maybe you look at this. That's your
So if you were to recreate, add a layer of effects to this makeup now, for the eye to be bloodshot, sort of maybe, at the extreme end, what would you do?
Oh, there's something for that.
All right.
So you could just dip it right, into your eye, and then They're good to go. So there's
it's limitless.
Yes.
We're totally out of time, Bukola.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sandra.
Thank you for having me.
And on you. What's the meaning of
but
that?
I know my name Noels anyway.
Noels, okay.
Noels, thank you so much for
being
coming
on the
program.
show.
We do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's you. So thank you so much. Okay, guys, just before we go, there's an update from the presidency. It's quite interesting, the update we're getting from Mr. Bayo Onanuga. So that's it. So the presidency has now spoken, saying that there is no one person like, we had Ajirin Galale, we've had Ruben Abati, we've had, what's his name? Femi. All of those gentlemen, they were single guys, just an individual being the spokesperson of the president. But the Bola Tinubu administration says, no, it's not going to be just one person. 3 persons will be speaking for the president going forward. So Daniel Bwala was made SA, Special Advisor to the President on Media and Public Communications just a few days ago. He's now been redeployed to Special Advisor Policy Communication. That role of Bwala has now been taken by Mr. Sunday Dare, who was in the Ministry of Information. Is now the SA, Media and Public Communications. And also, Bayo Onanuga retains his position as SA, or Special Advisor, Information and Strategy. So my question, Bukola, is whose picture is going to be in those SA spaces in the office? I do not know. But this also speaks to the size of the Bola Tinubu government. 3 persons.
Well, what's important is for these gentlemen to be readily available when we call on them. Particularly when we have questions about the administration. So congratulations will be belated for at least 2 of them, but for Mr. Bwala, it's still fresh because his appointment came through just last week. So Mr. Bwala, when we call on you this time, we'll
call on all of them. We'll call on all of them. Like Bwala, Onanuga, and Dare, all of them. It's their job to answer on behalf of the government. All right, so guys, that's the latest update from the presidency as far as the management of communication and information is concerned. Thank you so much for your time. Sunrise Daily is up in just a few moments. Thank you for watching. I'm Jeff Rosal.
I am Bukola Kuka. Bye now.